I wanted to talk a little bit more about this action known as pelvic tilting, this tipping forwards of your pelvis and tipping back, which creates a change of shape through our lumbar spine. And this is basically the foundations of how we set up the rest of our back. It's not always an easy action to do, especially in standing. The easiest place to start doing this action, if you're struggling getting the idea of it, is starting by sitting, and I want you to try and sit up as tall as you possibly can and feel your weight going through those sitting bones in your base of your pelvis. So just at the very tops of your thighs, and your back should be working pretty hard here to hold you up. Next, I want you to slump down, just round your spine, roll off those sit bones, almost tucking your tailbone under, and feel how your spine has then become this C-shaped curve. Now go back to that first position, sitting up tall and slumping back. So this is a pelvic tilt, but here we're allowing the rest of our spine to join in a little bit more. So all the way up, rocking forwards on those sit bones, and then rolling back, tucking that tailbone under and rounding your spine. So this is your first step to get familiar with this pelvic tilt action. Have your hands around the sides of your pelvis. Feel that as you sit up tall, fingers go down, thumbs come up. And then as you curl back, thumbs go down and fingers come up as we do that bucket tip action of your pelvis. The next easiest position to try and feel this working is lying down on your back. So as we're lying on our back, lie with your knees bent and just feel where the back of your pelvis is resting on the floor. Now try and roll your pelvis backwards to fully press your lower back into the mat. And then roll it forwards as we arch your lower back off. So you're going to feel it connecting fully and flattening into the floor. And then as you tip forwards, feel it arch away. Now you can also feel here as these front little knobbly bits on the front of your pelvis stretch away from your rib cage as you arch your back, and then how they draw closer towards your rib cage as you press your lower back into the mat. Remember, we're ultimately trying to find neutral here, and neutral is that middle position. Try having a diamond shape with your hands, thumbs together, fingertips together. Put your thumbs together in your tummy button, and those fingertips in the middle of your pelvis. And now imagine that someone's put a marble in that diamond shape, and you're going to try and roll the marble down towards your thumbs, towards your tummy button as you press your lower back into the mat, and then roll the marble down towards your fingertips as your back arches off the mat. And now neutral is going to be where that marble is right in the middle, not touching your thumbs or your fingers, and your hand should feel nice and flat, horizontal like the ceiling, and there is neutral. A more challenging position for our pelvic tilt is actually lying down on our tummies, but this is a very helpful position to exercise in because it's making all our muscles work backwards against gravity, so it's a nice strengthening way to work into our shoulder blades, our necks, and also into our glutes and our hamstrings. But we need to make sure that we're using our lower back in neutral so we don't just overstrain through the lumbar spine. So, practicing holding your pelvic tilt in this position, lying face down with a small support underneath your forehead. Now straight away in this position, because the floor is blocking any range of movement we might have in our hips, it can make our lower back overly arched. So we're trying to find that neutral again by tipping the pelvis back. Here we can imagine a piece of string coming out of the tailbone, pulling it down, tipping the pelvis and flattening that lower back into neutral. Take care not to overdo it. So just once more, that tip back, flattening through the lumbar spine. And as we do that, we should feel those front little bony bits of the pelvis lift off the floor. And we're going to try and hold that there by using our core abdominal muscles, not by drawing in through your glutes or your buttocks. Keep your legs relaxed. So hold it steady using your core from within the pelvis. Practice
practice holding that for about 10 seconds whilst you continue breathing.